hear over and over again is that yoga transforms us. Through the transformation that takes place with yogic knowledge and yogic practices, we are able to convert our life's breakdowns into breakthroughs. As we know, one thing is for sure, so long there is life, we are bound to have problems. Now, how we deal with these problems, wisely or unwisely, is a choice that we make as human beings. Whether we go in pain or depression, or we convert our worries into wisdom, is a choice that we make. Whether we react to situations and allow them to cause adverse effect, or we accept them, is a choice that we make. Yogic science teaches us that happiness or unhappiness, it doesn't come from situations or events. Actually, it's a state of mind that we carry because of our sanskaras, because of our habits. It's not the situation that brings so much pain, but how we interpret that situation is what causes the pain, what steals the happiness from our life. It's the interpretation. Let me explain to you what I am trying to say. Say that we lose our house all of a sudden, and now a non-yogic person will look at that situation and say, why me? Why God is always so unkind to me? Poor me. Why this happens to me? I've never done anything wrong to my knowledge in my life to anyone. And with so much negativity, within seconds, he or she will completely cover himself. His thoughts will be negative, reactions, feelings, emotions, everything is going to be dark. But with transformation, a yogic person will look at it and say, God opens one door after another. Even when some doors are closed, if one door closes, the other one has to open. Because after every night, there is a day. If the daylight was not there, the night will be very long for us. But we know the day is coming. So we sleep through night without any stress. Because we know the day is waiting for us. We are not concerned when we see so much darkness. In spite of this darkness, we feel so calm and we have a great sleep because we know daylight is awaiting. But this thinking, this art of positivity, it comes from our sanskaras, our habits. And these sanskaras, these habits, they come to us from many different resources. It just doesn't happen overnight that we start thinking or acting this positive way. Lot of preparation, lot of effort is required. But we are born with so many resources and powers that we human beings can develop that very quickly through the power of intellect, through the power of self. So these sanskaras come to us from our parents. When we are born, we inherit a lot of these habits, sanskaras from our parents, grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents. Then the environment that we are brought up, when we see, if there is harmony in the family, positive energies flowing, there are no fights, there are no fears, parents are bringing them up with so much love and joy. So then we inherit that from the atmosphere. So that becomes part of us. That becomes part of our personality. The way we think, the way we act, the way we sleep, the way we talk, all of that we inherit from those sanskaras. Third is education. And when I say education, I'm not talking about just academic education. I'm talking about higher knowledge, higher wisdom. The more children are able to see how their parents are reacting to situations, are they accepting? Do they lose their temper on small things? Are they able to maintain peace, calmness, stability? They become like that. They log on to the energy that is floating in the home. Parents don't have to do anything about it. It just becomes the second nature. This is how children inherit the sanskaras. This is how we inherited these sanskaras. This is what made me who I am today. And the last area from where we inherit sanskaras is our own experience, through our own effort. We have no control over those three areas. What parents gave us, the environment gave us some, and then our education may be lacking some of those. But if our efforts are moving in the right direction of light, and through those efforts, if we inherit a lot of wisdom, a lot of clarity in our life, with that clarity, there is clarity in our relationships, there is clarity in every sphere of our life, and the quality of life changes. So the message here is that we need to continuously develop new sanskaras, new habits. It's not easy to erase old sanskaras. Say that I lose my temper, I get angry very quickly, or I get worried very quickly for no reason. Things that are hypothetical situations, and I become worried about that. So worry is my nature, anger is my nature. It's not easy to erase that sanskara. But if I focus more on inner strength, just the opposite of worry, inner peace, as I increase my peace, as I increase my strength, my worry, my pain, my fear starts to leave me. My positive side will start to negate the negative sanskaras of my life. That's how it works. It's very simple. And that transformation only happens through yoga. But what do? Let me tell you what we do. We tend to not accept this higher knowledge. This is a very simple but it's a knowledge that has been experimented so many times, and it has worked and it has transformed so many people's lives. But our mind plays a game with us. We tend to not accept this higher knowledge. In fact, we love to reject it. When we learn for the first time this new way of living, thinking, then first reaction comes out of our mind, our heart, our mouth is, oh no, this doesn't work. We become very cynical. Why? Because it's so easy to say, oh no, it doesn't work, and stop right there and don't do anything and continue to fail in our lives. Or when we accept it, then we know after acceptance, we need to go through step A to Z. We need to bring some changes in our life that requires hard work, that requires a lot of effort in the right direction. And we are scared to add more effort. We think our lives are already very full. We don't have time. We don't have time. So what we are going to do is continue to work the way we have been working in the past. So what happens is that we don't experience anything new in life. and we set ourselves for failures and pains. Now think about it. In the outer life, we are doing everything right. If I'm walking and I fell down, what do? First thing I do is I lift myself up. Instantly I pull myself up. I will not keep laying down on the floor for a very long time, because I know that I have a goal to reach. This is not my destination here. But when I fall down mentally, emotionally, I let it go for years. Why? Because I can't see it. Physical fall I can see and I uplift myself, but emotional fall, emotional stress, mental pain, I cannot see. So I let it go and I let it go and I let it go. Because I don't accept all this, and it becomes difficult. The longer I wait, more difficult it becomes for me. So it's very important. The moment we are awakened, we start to walk in this direction. We take the help of yoga, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, to start transforming, to start bringing awakening in our lives, so that we are prepared tomorrow if a challenging situation comes. I know I can deal with it wisely. Wisely meaning always knowing how to react, how to address a situation without going in pain. Always knowing the right action at the right time with the right mindset by maintaining complete balance. Yes, we are always concerned about the physical appearance, we are concerned about our financial status, we are concerned about all the comfort items outside, social status, but one thing we fail is we are not concerned about the inner balance of mind. Our emotional health is deteriorating. Why? Because the atmosphere outside is very negative. Wherever we go, there is a lot of pain, lot of stress, lot of suffering. The atmosphere is getting worse day by day, where we have to go out and play and interact with others. That atmosphere is getting dark, because we're coming across a lot of pain, and that pain is discharging our battery. It's depleting us from the higher energy, positive energy. So the need of the hour is to charge ourselves. By charging ourselves, we increase our inner immunity. By charging ourselves, we are able to maintain that balance no matter what happens in our life. Our wisdom will never leave us. We will always be able to think right. That what is more important? The most important thing in our life is our mental and physical health. Because without that, no matter how successful we are, we cannot call ourselves successful. It's incomplete. It's partial. It's meaningless. Any success without this higher knowledge is completely meaningless, because it can throw us into downward spiral when any challenging situation hits us. You know, many times when I do my one-on-one sessions, people ask me, so how did you get into this? Did something very bad happen to you? Did you lose someone? Did you come across something very painful that just transformed you and put you, in this direction of yoga in such young age? And I tell everyone, life was always very beautiful for me. God was too kind. The grace, the aspiration just was all surrounding me all the times. Never had any problem. Never. And as I started practicing yoga, as I started bathing in this higher wisdom, I found that life became so much more joyful. Then I felt, oh my God, what I was living was nothing. There was a lot of excitement fear. No fear. There was nothing that can shake me, that can take my joy away from me. And my physical health and my mental health was getting better with age. As I was aging, actually I was gaining more power. I was empowering myself. I was feeling more happy. There was no fear of anything. Nothing. Nothing can just put me down. Because you always look at it as situation coming to me to just teach me something. And I want to rise above it. So as I started to experience, I looked back and I compared my life with what I was living, and I said, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So I kept going with the speed of a lightning rod. And what I experienced, the day came that I said, must share my experience with everyone. That's not just a bookish knowledge that I read somewhere and now I'm ready to just teach. No, it's a knowledge that I brought it in my life. I brought it in my family's life. Our entire family started to practice this. 14 of us in the family, and we all experienced the same thing, the same joy, the same balance, the same strength, the same feeling of positivity no matter what happens. Always looked at it as positive, an opportunity to become even better. And what we discovered, that we were always prepared, we were always ready. Nobody could ever steal our happiness. It happened. So nothing happened in life where I shifted to this direction. Actually, this experience made me run in this direction faster. And then, you know, when you walk on this path, then you start to have these selfless thoughts in your mind that if I can be like this, then why can't others be? And why not share this knowledge and make this entire world a beautiful place to live, a fabulous stage where we can only feel the joy. So, more than the outer wealth, it's the inner poverty that completely finishes us. We are always looking at our life ahead. Always just hypothetically thinking that, oh my God, if this happens, what will happen to my life? We are more worried about our entire life, and yogic practices teach us, focus on today only. Make today the best day of your life. Drop everything, just focus on today. Create a beautiful today, and your whole life is going to be beautiful. Just focus on today. Drop the past. Forget about the future. It's a saying that everybody knows. I'm not telling you something new. But the day you start living that way, that's when you'll discover, oh my God, this is a very big thing. It's not just a saying. I'm not just lipping it. Try living it one day like that. And then you will feel the difference. Oh my God, this really makes a difference. I'm not going to allow my future to come and take my peace away and create so much worry in my mind, and I'm not going to allow the past to come and haunt me. I'm just going to be here today, and this hour is going to be the most beautiful hour of my life, and that's all. Make it very simple, no complexities, and that's what you get in return. Just like, you know, when there is a beautiful flower plant, a small flower plant, and when it gets the right gardener, when it gets the right watering, when it gets the right fertilizer, when it gets that loving atmosphere, it manifests and it creates a beautiful garden, gives us so many flowers. Exactly the same way, in our life, when we get the right mentoring, when we nurture our mind, body, breath and soul with right watering, right fertilizer, right direction, then the inner flowering of peace, happiness, joy, stability, positivity and love starts to flow. It happens. when the right nurturing takes place, when the right transformation takes place, then the inner blossoming starts to happen where there is no room for fear, there is no room for worry, there is no room for negativity or pain. It's only complete, balanced state of mind. And clarity, wisdom and awakening. We start to live our life with awakened mind, where we only make the right choices. We know what's more important. It's my mind and my body comes first. Everything else comes next. So with these words of wisdom, we'll start today's session. Let's go ahead and stand up.